So this is the interview with my instructor, Michael. So I have 3 questions. So at the beginning of our lab, during the interviews, how do you determine, like, what are you looking for? Like, during, like, the phone interviews, like, what are you looking for?
When we have different teens apply?
Yeah.
Okay, so teens apply from all over the city, and we pick 15 different teens, and it can be from any school that will allow their teens to be released. So that's the first thing that we look at, is what schools are going to allow a student to be absent on Wednesdays if they were chosen. Because going through the process, we want to make sure that it's even possible. We typically have about 40 to 50 different teens apply. And so then some of the things that we narrow it down by are their ability and interest to try new things. So I'm not always looking for the best artists. I'm not looking for someone who, if they're focused on photography, they just really want to do photography the entire time. But instead, what we're really looking for is people who want to try new things and maybe explore ways that they never thought of. We even take students every single year that wouldn't define themselves as artists, and so maybe they're just define themselves as curious. So that's a big thing that I look for, are students who I think it won't take a ton to pull them kind of outside of their comfort zone, and it's always hard to know what that is. On top of that, another thing that we look for is to have a diverse group. If we had 15 people from Cause or from Hilliard or something like that, it's going to be a very different feeling. And so there's no sort of checklist that I have that says like, we need one person like this and one person like this. But I want to make sure that we're bringing people together from different perspectives. And that usually happens pretty naturally, but it's always good to think about.
Okay, so second question is, what is it like to work with teens?
Yeah, I love working with teens. So every once in a while, I'll get people who are afraid of teens, and I was talking about that in the elevator with some of the other people. And I don't really have that necessarily. It's also great because we at the museum we're able to give teens a lot of freedom. I think that sometimes teens aren't going to just listen to you just because.
It's not like school where it's like you have to listen.
Well, even at school, that's sometimes what's hard with teens is that if they haven't bought in and they think that you're just giving them BS, they're not going to buy it. Like teens are very good at seeing that. So instead, that's why we try to have teens pick the topics that they want to do, pick the topics that they think are important. So if you treat a teen like a person, they're going to, do exactly that. If you treat a teen like a little kid, they're probably not going to act how you want them to. So, I love working with teens because teens have a voice and they're not afraid to use it, and that's really important with artists. If a teen or an artist isn't going to kind of look inside themselves for their projects, their artwork is just going to look like anyone else's, and that's not what we're looking for.
And then the last question is, do you usually have a plan for every year, or does it vary depending on like the group of teens every year?
Sure. So the planning that we do is definitely, there's timing that we've found to be more successful, and each year we get better and better at it. But we don't know exactly. For example, last year we had 3 big projects. They were different in scale to these. I think this project is bigger than the ones we've had in the past with other years. But every year we know that we're working towards making projects that engage the community and get people thinking about different topics. Each year we know that the teens are going to be picking
the topic,
the theme, whatever you want to call that, picking the direction. Each year I know I'm going to hire some artists. I never have any idea who they're going to be. I know we're going to take some trips, but rarely will we take the same trip. We'll go and check out CCAD because I think it's just an excellent opportunity. But every year, even their galleries are going to be different.
Well, right, because it always changes. Like, there are new students coming in, old students graduating. Like, it's always changing every.
So that's a lot of fun for me, and it allows me to kind of see brand new stuff and be excited every single time people have projects. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. That's really all I have.
Okay.
So,
All right.
alrighty.